You've been focusing your area in sports development, and this summer Brazil is going to organize the Summer Olympics game. How will India, contribute to the Olympics, particularly in your area of interest? How can you work on developing the athletes, to meet the standards?
Well, since the new government has formed, the BJP government in power, since our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has gained power and he's on the seat as the Prime Minister of India, I think a lot of funds, a lot of budget has been allocated, especially for sports. This is for the first time after so many years that the BJP government, or any government for that sake, in the center has allocated special funds for the development of sports in our country, in India.
How much in total?
The total would be, I think, more than 1,000 crore.
Is that enough?
I think for the time being that might not be enough when you see in the long run, but yes, that's a big amount. It will definitely increase. We've spoken to the Prime Minister and the Sports Minister. He comes from Assam. They've assured us they'll do the maximum and the best for whatever it takes to get the sports facilities and the sports equipments and sports science and faculties in India so that sportsmen can make it to Rio Olympics.
How about the involvement of the private sector, the banks? Should they involve in this? Because normally you don't just ask money from the government alone.
That's a very good question, and I always focus on telling people in the government they should pressurize, or they should talk to not only big companies but also banks who can finance some particular sports, and they can be in charge of that particular sport, and they can finance not only the sports person, the entire game of that country. And there are a couple of banks in India, they are doing so. For example,
your hockey team is very strong.
Yeah, not only our hockey team is strong, I also had the boxing federation. And before we have the new elections in India, I think we'll try our best that maximum players, not only from my game, from different games, they also go in the Rio Olympics. And one more thing I would like to say is we've got our chairman, the SBI, State Bank of India, the largest bank in India, and it has been operating in Germany from the past 50 years. So Ms. Bhattacharya, she's here. I just met her. We are also talking to her, and like you suggested, we want these big banks should participate in sports. Pick one particular sport and finance it till the end. That will definitely bring good results in Indian sports.
Tell us about the state that you come from. It's one of the largest states in India, and how are the youth there? How are they being get involved, into sports?
I am a member of an assembly in Rajasthan. That is one of the largest states in India, and our chief minister is Ms. Vasundhara Raje, and a very dynamic personality. She's been doing a lot for the state from the past 2 years, and before coming to this trip, she promised us that you go attend the Asian Development Bank meeting, and when you come back, we will definitely have a good meeting with the German people in Rajasthan and about investment in Rajasthan. So she's a very, very dynamic personality, and before I go to the Olympics, I would take her permission so that there are a couple of people who would want to, have good interactions and good business deals with the German people. So I would want that people from Rajasthan and Germany, they should sit together on one common table and arrive at sustainable development cooperation facilities, not only in Germany, in Rajasthan also.
How about other people that you might bump into at this annual meeting of the ADB? Do you expect to get to talk to them, about further cooperation?
I've just bumped into a couple of businessmen from Mumbai. That is like Frankfurt is the business capital of Germany. Mumbai is the business capital of India. So I just met a couple of businessmen from Mumbai and Delhi as well, and they were very keen in participating in the ADB meeting. You've got 3,000 experts from all over the world. They are participating in this meeting. And before we go into the 50th meeting in Yokohama, I would want all these Indian business people who've come here, they should be not only participants, they should learn all these banking tactics and financing tactics, and try to adopt such measures in India when they go back, where we can have this sustainable development cooperation in the rural sector also. Because I read the history, ADB in 1960s used to finance rural development, and now Asia Pacific is one of the important segments. So I would want this real good cooperation between ADB and the Indian government, and that should happen through rural government and the BJP government in our country.
Tell us about the sports organization that you represent. I've heard that they have like 10 million members.
Apart from the sports organization, I am the vice president of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha, that is BJYM. That is one of the Bharatiya Janata Party's wing, and that is my party is one of the largest parties in terms of members, more than 10 million members worldwide, and I am the vice president of the youth wing of my party.
Do sports and politics go together or not?
Yes, they do, and I'm an example. You know, I'm a sports person first, and I'm a politician later on. So I was the national athlete of 100 and 200 meters when I came before coming into politics. So I think politics and sports can go hand in hand.
Thank you very much for your comments.